healthcare assistant and nurse to work in and around Devon and Cornwall. Why work for Indiana? We make sure you work when you want to work, hours that suit your lifestyle. And above all, we provide in-house training and competitive rates of pay. Pick up the phone and call us now on 01752 418 014 or head over to our Facebook page.
What's up, people? It's your boy Boo Boo, and you're tuned into Plymouth's favourite radio station right now.
Yes, welcome to the show. Welcome. We are live. This is Tendai Madume on P-Town Radio on a Friday. I'm buzzing. Welcome to the Business Talk. Tendai Madume Jabu Butera. Every Friday we are here. And usually, I keep saying this at the time of 12 noon. But I work with Jabu Butera, and his watch is always on African time. So please forgive me. It's not really, I'm not taking the blame here on this one. It's Jabu's watch. But anyway, regardless of that, the guy is here. Jabu, how are you doing, my friend?
Good afternoon, and thank you. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, as a big brother,
we have the time. We don't have the clock.
Yes.
But it's not an excuse either.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
I'm wonderful.
I can see you're looking very good.
Yes.
You're good
It's
to go on this particular.
Friday.
It's Friday, and you're good to go on this particular show, which we're going to be very, very interesting show in this studio. Of course, Jabu, today we are not alone.
Yes.
We are with our friend from another mother. We are making sure that we are growing in this radio station. We are bringing people one by one, and today we are not other than Hilary in the building. Hilary, how are you doing, my friend?
Yes, I'm alive. Can't complain.
You can't complain, yes. If you are listening to us right now on our Facebook page, and you are, I'll tell you more about Hilary in a minute, but I just want to make sure that before Hilary speaks, because it's full of grace, what we're going to listen today is going to be empower you. So I don't want to waste his voice. If you are listening to us right now on platforms like Facebook, on our pages, P-Town Radio pages, I think I'm available on Jabu Butera's page, and also my page is Tendai Madume. So please just let us know how we are sounding, so we are clear that you can hear us, and so that we can start our show today. It's a very interesting topic, as you can see on the screens there. If you are listening to us on P-Town Radio app, the topic today is what is community? That's the topic today. It's a very interesting topic. It's an exciting topic as we embark on this particular journey. From today going forward, we're going to be really emphasizing a lot, Jabu, about community. That's really the plan on this platform right now, this from coming weeks.
Excited about this, because that is the foundation. So we've done 3 years of this business talk. Now we're saying, let's go to the foundation. Let's recheck our foundation. And tell you what we're doing here. We're not using the cement for building. We are using something bigger, stronger. So we're revisiting our foundation, saying, what is the community?
Yes.
Where is that word come from?
Yes.
What does it mean to me?
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
Yes.
What is community?
Oh, Jabu, I can't put you any better. Let me just want to put a bit of an advert here from Indiana Healthcare, of course, just so we can hear that we are sounding good.
Are you caring? Are you a team player and passionate about helping others? Here at Indiana Healthcare Services, we are looking for a healthcare assistant and nurse to work in and around Devon and Cornwall. Why work for Indiana? We make sure you work when you want to work, hours that suit your lifestyle. And above all, we provide in-house training and competitive rates of pay. Pick up the phone and call us now on 01752 418 014 or head over to our Facebook page.
Right. Oh, thank you very much. We are back in live again here, P-Town Radio, your station, my station. Right now, favorite station is Tendai Madume here on this platform, Business Talk with Jabu Butera every Friday. Please don't forget to follow us and like and share our commitment to keep on coming here and share these wonderful messages or information, whatever you want to call it, every Friday. Give us some energy, some power. Me and Jabu, we prefer Gouda, but there's no Gouda for this time. Listen, let me do the disclaimer before we get into our conversation right now. The views and ideas expressed in the following programs are only for myself and my guest and my friend Jabu Butera. They are not views expressed by Peter Radio as a radio station. So whatever we're going to discuss here in this platform are strictly our views. Please leave Peter Radio as a station alone. Whoever is going to come for us, we are talking about here that today. These views, not today, every time anyway, they're only myself in these circumstances. Hillary and Jabu Butera are not the views expressed by this radio station. We are happy to have this platform where we come here and discuss and speak freely. It's the only radio in Plymouth, in Devon, in Cornwall, if you like, that we can hear this kind of conversation. So now let's embark into who is who in this studio with me. So of course, as you know, we've got Jabu Butera as standard. He's always here, part of the furniture. And we also got today a new guest. That's Jabu, if you are watching us from live. And we've got Hillary. Hillary, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Could be better, but where there's life, there is hope. So
yes.
I think I'm doing good.
You're doing good. Yes.
It's not very often here in Plymouth that we have good weather.
Yes.
So that's an additional something to celebrate.
Of course. It's been okay. Yeah. It's been a bit up and down, to be honest. Where it's warm, hot, rain, warm, hot, rain. But
I'll celebrate what I have today.
Yes. So, Hillary, tell our viewers more about yourself. You don't have to go deep. Just share what you like us to know about yourself, and of course, in line with your commitment to our new project we are embarking here, understanding our community.
Yeah. So of course, my name is Hillary. That is what they call me by. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to go community-wise, I would prefer to be called Achigonri.
Achigonri.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Jabu, you've been challenged there. We have Achigonri.
Achigonri. That is the African in me.
African name.
Yeah. I celebrate being African, you see. So
yes.
I prefer anything that identifies me with my root.
I see. Achigonri.
So I am first of all African, and then secondly I'm Cameroonian, mm-hmm. and then thirdly I'm a Jana.
Are you a Jana?
I'm a Jana. I mean, you cannot take that out of now.
I like that.
I'm not a Jana, so
yes.
Yeah. So those are the different levels that I identify as.
See, I like that. Thank you very much. And you reside in Plymouth? That's why you're a Jana?
That's why I'm a Jana.
Yes, thank you very much. Jabu, I don't know if you have any name we should call you by, but Jabu, I think it's okay for now. Welcome to the show.
That's my
That's your African name, yes.
You're not going to find it in anywhere else if it's not in Africa.
Jabu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Central East Africa we call it Jabu, and you go further down South Africa it's called Jabulani.
That's correct.
So that's an African name.
That's correct. Jabu, let's just come to you straight away. Last week we couldn't do our show.
Yes.
For technical reasons,
mm-hmm.
and this we decided, okay, let's do it this week, and luckily we got Hillary accompanying us on this particular show today. So community, Jabu. Mm-hmm. I want you to give us your understanding when you hear the word community. Before we embark, what type of community, who is in it? Let's just talk about community from your perspective.
Thank you very much for bringing this topic and conversation. So for me, I'm always a split word. So community comes from common. What is it we have in common? What do we have that is you're finding in me and in you? Mm-hmm. That's community.
Yeah.
And there is so many what we have as community. And the other opposite is when we say what we have got as difference as well. So community and diversity goes together. Because although we have a lot in common, we also have a lot in differences. My hair is shorter, yours is longer. You like your beard round, mine I like it square. That's diversity. But we have a lot in common. But the other community where it starts from for me is human being.
Yes.
That's the community we have first. We are all human, and this is all the time.
Yes.
You're not going to find me a time where I'm an animal, I'm in a plant. No. All the time I'm going to be a human.
Yeah, human.
And what I have is that human race as a community to start with.
That's correct.
That's my first community.
Thank you very
then
much.
Then I bring the community of differences as we go.
Yes. No, thank you very much. Well expressed. Hilary, Jabu put it in some way that you're gonna have to think deep here in terms of following that up. Jabu, please set your pace. Be nice to Hilary. Just first time on the show. We need him to come back. Well, Hilary, we're talking about community here in this platform today as our first part of the show, and we are lucky to have you, and we are lucky to have you here share your thoughts and your understanding. We're talking about community. When you hear that word, what really comes up into your mind?
I mean, it's like you said. I think Jabu has put it in a way that you really can't define it any deeper than that. So just to elaborate more on that, I think it's more about celebrating what brings us together. Like when I introduced myself, I think I gave the various levels that I identify as.
Yes.
So there is the African, there is the Cameroonian, then there is the Jana.
The Jana,
and at the center of all of this is humanity.
That's correct.
So it doesn't matter what puts us apart, but there is that element of humanity that is always going to bring us together. So whether it's a hairstyle, yes, you have a different hairstyle, but centrally, what are you?
That's correct.
You are a human.
That's correct.
So yeah, I think Jabu actually put it in a way that it's very hard to put it any different.
Yes. Thank you very much there, guys, for giving us a highlight of exactly what comes in your mind when you hear the word community. Our program here, like we said, is the very first one of this platform. We're going to be talking about, Jabu put it again earlier on, he said, we've been doing this business talk for the past 3 years. Some people have indirectly implement our thoughts, our conversation by listening to our shows. They've gone and opened businesses without probably, coming back and say, listen, I've heard your show, inspired me, I'm doing this now. But we have, I'm aware, I'm a man of faith, that there's people out there in our community, in a city, that have listened to us over 3 years, but we feel like we're not reaching out all corners of our community now. Now I'm kind of like breaking it down now. When I say our community, I'm talking where we live, where we are, in Plymouth. As you say, it's Jenners, because you've been here too long now and following Agao. I know you've been watching all those Agao and hearing all those sweet chariot Jenner songs.
Proper Green Army.
Yes.
Proper Green Army,
yes. Yeah. So now we are breaking it down to our level and to our neighbors. This is where we are now. We are fully aware that the city has changed in terms of we have more numbers of African descents, we have more numbers of Indians, we have more numbers of Chinese, we have more number of diverse in the city. So for that, I want now, how can we now merge these communities and achieve and have a goal? But I want to even further down to ourselves. Jabu, we're talking about, I'll come to you, Jabu. We're talking about last week.
Yes.
Why is it that people are not being collaborative? Where is the Plymouth community right now? Or we are all dotted, doing our own things in different areas. If you speak to someone and says, me, I'm okay with my people, and then you speak to someone and says, me, I'm okay with my people, but where's the industries? Where's the point of call to say our community is here? When something happened in your path of walking, it could be a racial slur, it could be something. Who do you speak to in the community?
Thank you for that question, Tendai. And is it okay if I bring back a little
yes,
bit? Because
please
we've
do.
gone to the next stage quickly. But let me get it out. We show the humanity. That's first thing when it comes to me in a community. When you say community, I am a human being, and that's how I see everyone else as a human being. And we say the diversity, which we celebrate our differences. For me, I go with the celebration. I celebrate the differences. So when I meet someone who's different gender, different race, different faith, different sexual orientation, different, first of all, I celebrate them. And I acknowledge the difference. So fast forward the today's society we live in. When you say community, what happened? People goes in their head, the black people. If you look at the language, Oh yeah, they're from the community, the black people. Have you had a community of white people? You see, that word, which is great, we need to celebrate it. So we have the common, we have something in common, which is that humanity. So community tend to be the black people. That's the community. And if you look even in the funding platform, they talk about community. We can explore more. I'm talking from experience. Again, I think that was my experience of life.
Yes.
Now you're talking about collaboration, which is the coming together. So I said for me, I'm more interested in the celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to collaboration, it requires most of the time for you to leverage living and dying. You have to go down to let the other person come up so that you can have collaboration. Collaboration is not a one way. It's not like I show you what to do. I teach you. I am the one who know better. You sit and listen and we will collaborate. No. I am the one who's higher. Power dynamic comes in. And they say we were using the term community. I'm poking things here. Mm-hmm. We'll continue to develop them in the future. Mm-hmm. It seems like the power dynamic is the black community need help and the white community will give it. You talk about demographic, right? I was reading something yesterday. I live in Devonport. I grow my potatoes in Devonport. That's how I explained to being a Jana. 92% of living in population in Devonport, they identify themselves as white British. 8% which left is their diversity, people of non-white.
Yeah, non-white, yeah.
Right? And out of that, 1.2% are black African and black Caribbean, black origin. 1.2%. Right? So they are the minority. And then for them, it feels like they need help to be able to say anything or to do anything, which is normal in everything. Rules are made for the majority. Mm-hmm. They never make the rules for minority. Mm-hmm. If you're doing the votes and everything, democratically, majority will do what? Mm-hmm. Win. So all the design are made for supporting this white community, 96%. Right? And now when they say community, that's why it goes to that word. It becomes the black and the one needs support, that they help, need the hand to cross the road. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to collaborate, we're already in that position of saying, are you better than me? We're competing to fit in the 96%, the 92%. Because you feel if I'm being defined in the 1%, I am already small, I'm already non-visible, I'm already... So everything I'm doing is going to be louder. That's why 10 years ago, not even 10 years ago, something like 7, 8 years ago, if you are a black person driving a big Range Rover in this Plymouth, you were either a footballer or a drug dealer from the community, from the hood. Those are the stereotypes we know to talk about. Because when we start community, we said for us is humanity. I see a human. I don't go in those differences. I start with the human.
Yes, correct.
Those are the conversation. And collaboration we don't have at the moment. We need to be clear.
Yes.
We do not. Because we are not sharing. There's that power dynamic. We in
more
that
like who
still
is
fight.
what.
Who's got what?
Who's who?
Am I there? Or is he there? So when they mention the name of Tendai, like, oh, what does he think? Who does he think he is? We still have that language.
Yes.
Is that community? Do I see you as a human first, or I see Tendai with this? Tendai has this. Tendai has bought a house. Tendai has this T-shirt. Tendai is wearing these shoes. Hillary is this. Has a PhD. Has this. You're forgetting who you are. You're going into who you have.
Who you have.
Power dynamic.
But thank you, Jabu. Hillary, I'm going to come back a bit to you. I'm going to read this for you to you, Jabu. And sorry, Hillary. Yeah, it says community for Black and Asian individuals. Why I'm saying community of Black and Asian, because this particular station we are more in our black and Asian minority. So when we discuss things here, we're just trying to build that community of the Asian minority to come together and empower each other to grow, empower each other to do better, empower each other to multiply in their businesses, in their kids, in their schools, in whatever they do. That's the whole reason Pigeon Radio was really formed, to empower. But he says a community for Black and Asian individuals refers to a social group or network that focus on the shared experience, culture, history, and interests of people who identify as Black and Asian. So with that in mind, that we're going to have to be a social group or a network focusing on shared experience, which Jabu said earlier on. I'm saying these things from experience. That means the experience needs to come on the table. Yeah. So we need to be sharing it. I share how I got Indiana, how I got cut styles, how I start my business. I share that on a platform. In this particular city, have you ever heard, Hilary, of these groups where people are empowering, or these social groups or these networks in this city? From your experience, you said you're a Jenna. Remember, you're talking from Black and Asian, because I think that's where we should start. If these conversations are not being spoken, or these groups are not there, then where is the community? I think that's the point. I need you to kind of give your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. So what we've got to realize here, and like Jabo actually said, if we look into the way the demographic division. Of course, the whites are about 90% plus from Jabo's statistics, which I don't doubt. And I think that is why it becomes even more important that these communities are identified, because what we are trying to do, or what you are trying to do, is to empower each of these communities. Mm-hmm. If it were the case that power was evenly distributed, mm-hmm. Sorry, excuse. If it was the case that power was evenly distributed, then you would not need to empower. So I think you are trying to empower because in those communities, they have not discovered the power that is inherent in them.
I see.
Unless they come together,
yes.
Yeah, so unless we come together as a community of Blacks or as a community of Asians, mm-hmm. we are not going to be empowered. And to be empowered, you need a common platform that we have to speak on in order to listen. Coming together, you need to speak and listen. Mm-hmm. But how do you speak if I don't see you?
Yes.
How do you listen to me if you don't see me?
Yes.
So I think what P-Town Radio is doing here, and like other, I want to believe that there are other platforms that people are trying to establish something. But before we came on air, I was just having that chat with Jabo. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking how imperative it is that there is a voice for these communities, which is why I know you may be feeling a bit heartbroken that people come and use a platform and then maybe they grow and they do not come back to acknowledge what help came from you. Mm-hmm. But, sorry, it's one of those mornings, I think. If I have my shot.
Yeah.
but on a serious note, I think you should take satisfaction from the fact that you know that people are succeeding from using that platform, because mm-hmm. that is what a community is all about.
That's correct.
You are never ever always going to be acknowledged. Mm-hmm. However, if you did something wrong, mm-hmm. we will know about it.
Yes.
It's just human nature.
That's correct.
And that is not limited to the Black community or to the Asian community.
It's just human nature.
It is a human. It is a human nature. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is what I think.
Okay. Yes, I think you are very correct there. So, to those who are listening us and watching us right now, Jabu has left. He has a commitment set for 1 p.m. and it's 1 p.m. So it's going to be only me and my newfound friend here, Hilary, who chose to come and share his views on this platform. So if you're out there as well and you feel like, listen, I want to go on to a nice show and have a conversation around on this table, sometimes having a conversation with someone or to someone, you can either live there poor or rich, because sometimes you don't need money to be rich. You need information and you need education. So it's not the pocket that always counts. Also, the knowledge is they say knowledge is power, they say. So we're going to continue for another 10 minutes, and then we really make sure that our next episode, we've laid the foundation of our conversation, and we're going to take it from there. But Hilary, me and you, I know we can talk for forever, so that's not a problem. We can carry on this until 3 p.m. as I promised you. So stay here tight. Let me know if you need anything or drink or anything. You are here for a long time. Listen, jokes aside, we mentioned about if we are not in these groups, we cannot be empowered. If I cannot see you or you cannot see me, we cannot speak together or listen to each other if we're not talking, or if I'm talking, you're not listening. So how do we now as a community Oh no, we're not a community yet. How do we now as individuals make these groups? Because I think that's important. People coming together and have a conversation towards empowering each other. Like I said here, people don't realize, I don't say much. Jabu says a lot, and I'm just learning. So every time I talk to Jabu, I'll live with something that I picked up. I'm sure with my layman's knowledge in my head as well, every time I speak to Jabu, he leaves this table with something else. So how do we now create, I'm not saying everyone comes, people are ready to pick a mic, but how do we now create these sort of places where, or groups, or the network in our community of Plymouth, in our city, not in our community, in our city of Plymouth? I think that's what we should be talking about. How do we now create groups to empower each other? Not groups of which they're out there, the Cameroonians, the Zimbabweans, the Indians, the Pakistans, there's all these they're out there. But how do we merge these so it becomes, like you guys mentioned, the humanity? We are all people to empower. Remember, we are talking for minority. We are less, so we kind of have to group up. That's how sometimes when the elections take place, if the majority is not done properly, they'll end up taking other 3-4 parties to make up the numbers, because you have to be a majority to win. So we are saying as people, how do we now create these networks and groups?
Right. So let me first of all lean on the disclaimer I gave at the beginning by saying views expressed here are not P-Town's views. And to lean on that disclaimer, let me also say I'm not a social scientist.
Yes.
So by all means, I would like your listeners and viewers to challenge my thought, because again, they are opinions, not facts.
That's correct. Yes.
So it's very important that people know the perspective from which I'm coming.
That's correct.
But if you lean in with my opinion, that's fine. Mm-hmm. So having said that, I think the first thing that we need to do is find our point of congruence. We need to find where we intersect. Because like Jabu said as well at the beginning, there are differences. It's not like we are always going to agree on everything. So what is it we want of the community? What is it we want from the community? What is it we want to build as a community? I think that's the first thing that we need to identify.
Yes.
At the beginning of the show, all three of us, we not only represented 3 different countries, we represented 3 different regions of Africa.
Yes.
So myself, coming from Cameroon, which arguably sometimes is Central Africa, sometimes is West Africa, depending on how you want to look at. Yourself, coming from the southern part of Africa, and Jabu coming from the eastern part of Africa. So there straight away, what I see is there is something that brings these 3 points of Africa together.
That's correct.
And then again, coming now to where we are, because now we are out of Africa, we are now in Plymouth. How the question we ask is, how do we get these people together to become a community? I think we need to first of all identify the points that we want to share. It is going to be challenging to say, let us just come together. What are we coming together for?
2, 4. Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So when we identify our common purpose, it becomes a talking point. Because first of all, before we come together, we need to be talking. Once we start talking, we then agree on an agenda. When we agree on that agenda, it becomes an action point. That action point is what builds, or it's what makes the community. Therefore, we become a community of businessmen. So it no longer becomes a community of Cameroonians, community of Southern Africans, community of Eastern Africans. It becomes a community of businessmen. Yes, it is true that
very interesting.
First of all, we are Africans.
Yes.
But I think once we identify that thing that brings us together, we are no longer going to identify as those individuals. We are going to identify as a community of the purpose, or a community of what brings us together.
Yes.
So whether I want to identify as a community of activists, social activists, a community of sportsmen and women, community of businessmen,
single fathers, single mothers,
community of families.
Yes.
So that becomes our talking point. That becomes our action point. But also, the one thing that we've got to realize is the difficulty that comes with building a community. Because, again, we need to start from somewhere before we get to the point.
That's correct.
So if we want to identify as just a geographical group, we know that there is a community of Zimbabweans in Plymouth. There is a community of Nigerians in Plymouth.
Yeah.
So we've got to sell the vision
I see.
to these communities.
I see.
Let that vision become engraved in the way they think. When it becomes more like an action point, when it becomes like, when they live it,
Yes.
when they begin to live it, that's when we now sync as individual groups, and then that's how the community is going to build. It's going to be difficult to just say, oh, you are black, come let us build this. You are this, come let us build this. Because even in the course of building, we've got to acknowledge what we have as differences.
Thank you very much there, Hirali. This is why I brought you here. I know we'll be here all day. You keep on referring as we need to. Who is going to now say we are doing this? Who is we? Because I think that's the problem. Who is this we? How do we embark on this journey? Of we. They have to be an individual or a group who are described themselves as we, because they've take the challenge or embark on the journey to be a we. Who is going to put this us together? Who is going to be this we? This is where I think our community is lacking. These people who are called we's, who are at the end of the day, some other groups, they call them community leaders. And as well, Jabu mentioned a bit of power dynamic. If someone becomes a we, he's now thinking he's now above the others who followed after him. So how do we now? Because listen, my goal here is to empower people. My goal here is to make sure everyone is not left behind. My goal is here to have a community where Gloria can't find a babysitter, and she puts on a group or on whatever and say, listen, is anyone here available to have my kids today? And 5-6 people jump up and say, no, I'm off today. I'm working from home. Drop them at mine, because we are one to support each other. Yes, we are in Europe. Yes, we can take European culture where, babysitters are only taken to the nursery. But we are Ubuntu now. For example, so going back to my original roots, we help each other. We raise, they say kids are raised by the village. Where is the village? But before we go to that far, let's deep down the conversation as we're going to go on with the conversation. The question now I want to discuss more for the next 5 more minutes, and then we embark on it properly next week, is who is this we? How do we embark on having the we's? When we were saying we need to, who is we?
Thank you very much for that question. I think at the center of building a community, that is a very important question, and basically that's what a community is going to center on. The we is the passion. Okay, so at the center of building that community, and at the center of every change, someone has got to be passionate about it. And that someone has to be somebody that embodies a spirit of, like you said, the spirit of Ubuntu, because someone has to carry the community with them.
Yes.
And building a community requires someone who is selfless. So you are doing this, you are not looking at what the next person is doing. So even though I say here we, it's always going to come down to somebody that's going to be the focal point of that community, which means, for example, this discussion, how are we carrying this discussion? There is a moderator. So even in the heart of the community, there's going to be someone that is passionate about it more than the others.
Yes.
And so the we is a spirit, but at the center of that spirit is an individual. There is a person.
Yes.
Because that person is also going to be like, if I need something from the community, someone needs to sell my idea to the community. Maybe because I don't have the gift of the GAF or the gift of oratory, etc. So that person is going to be able to sell that vision for me more than I'm going to.
Yeah.
So the way I was referring to is a vision, but at the center of that vision is an individual.
So now, if you are listening to us right now, listen. People are listening, those who are watching. Are you interested? Is this something that you think you can do? Lead a community. put ideas together, form a group of interest. That's what I read earlier on. It's about a group of interest, same heritage, share history, culture. Identify yourself. Are you really one of these people who we are looking for in this city of Plymouth? Maybe you recently just moved in, or you've been here 20 years, you become general like my friend Hillary here is. But we are looking for the ways. The spirit of Ubuntu, the spirit of community is there, but it's lacking those who lead this community. I'm speaking now where I live in Plymouth, where I am from. Why we do this, Hillary, is to make sure we are empowering our young people. I've got a son who's turning up 10. I've got a daughter who is now 17. These people needs to be a part of a community as they grow. But we need to lay a foundation for them. We, again, which I mean we in terms of this one, I mean us, the parents. They cannot have any community if we are not community ourselves in this city. So what can we do? Are you out there? Can you give us help? Can you come and talk on the show like Hillary here has raised his hand up and show up? Listen, Hillary was here 15 minutes before the time. The kind of Africans I like to work with. Not Africans like myself, who turns up 15 minutes after. Listen, Hillary, I'm going to let you allow us to speak your experience of being here today, and what you hope for this community conversation we're going to have, and if you're going to return on the next show before we close our show. So give us a closing remarks.
Yeah, I want to believe this is only a start, because I'm really, really passionate about community. And like I said at the beginning, I identify, I was struggling with the I there because there are so many I identify at different levels. And at each level, I like to establish a community.
Yeah.
So whether it's a community of footballers, because I'm also very passionate about football until I had my injury. But again, even with the injury, I now involved with football, not longer as active, but more in the coaching side of it.
Yeah.
I identify in politics. I do a lot of debates, but not an active politician. I do like political debate.
Yeah.
I identify with music. So at every level, I find a community to be part of.
I see.
Because you've got to leverage on the network that you have in each of these sectors. Because as individuals, we can achieve very little. So there is this old African adage: if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
But if you want to go far, you've got to go as a community. I'm not in any rush.
No.
Yeah. So I want to go far. I don't want to go fast. I mean, age is already catching on me, so I can't go any faster than I already am. So, which is why I have a vested interest in building communities around me, communities at every level. So this is me putting myself out there, and hopefully this is not the last of me coming on your platform. So it's just a matter of always having, not having the time, creating the time, because I also believe that, like Jabo said at the beginning, we have the time, not the clock. So yes, we have the time. So it's for me to arrange the time. Time doesn't arrange me. I make the time, not time making me. So hopefully this is going to be the first of many.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate your time as well. You took to come to us and have this wonderful conversation. And I'm happy that you are willing to come back. Did I hear that today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to.
Yes.
I will try.
You try to be available, and please don't follow our time. Stay on your time, the one you have set today. This is Tandai Malume Jabu Butera on Business Talk. Today we had our guest here, Hillary. Hillary is a Cameroonian man who lives in Plimpton. He's a Cameroonian man, or a Jena man, or a father. He's also a community guy. He's mentioned a few things that he's aligned to: music, politics, also filming. They've got a page which I'm going to allow you to share with people, the app, and there's things you do. I know you might not like opportunity to come back. I never know, but it's good to always leave people with the handles of things, the way they can find you regarding some of the stuff you do already that that I know you do. So we allow you to do that. And I've got a very surprise song I'm going to play for you, Hilary, before you leave this particular show. It's very interesting. You're gonna be shocked and surprised where did this come from. But
I can sort of guess what it's going to be.
But in the meantime, tell our viewers, those who are listening to us, some of the stuff that you would like them to know of you and where they can find that.
So at the moment, we are still in the development phase of most of our handles. So I wouldn't want to give something which is still in build. So as soon as we get that up and running, we are going to come back to it. But yes, we are into filming, audiovisual creation. So I'm one half of M&H Production, and we also have another tool, Film Room. Again, all of these are still in the production stage. So as soon as these are really live, I'm going to come back on the platform. I think we are going to have a proper discussion around this. But yeah, so the first movie that that the production house created, which is Love Trap, we are looking at avenues of getting that out to the public. Again, once that is all certain, we are going to come back here and then have that as a topic. For today, I do not want to maybe take this as an opportunity to go on into what I am doing. I thought what was more important is empowering and building the community. So, which is why it did not come with the business side of me.
That's
so
correct. That's fine. That's fine.
Hopefully, at some other point, we are going to come back to
that,
to the business side.
Listen,
today is about community.
It is, yeah. But every time you have an opportunity to advertise, my friend, don't be shy. Please advertise. That's my motto, anyway. Thank you very much. Have a good, wonderful weekend. I'm gonna leave you with a wonderful song by Joe's Management. It's a brand new song that just come up. This got to our studios only yesterday. This song is a brand new song from a brother from another mother from Cameroon, Joe's Entertainment, and the song is called Coco,
Mr. Jules,
by Mr. Jules. Yeah.
Everybody say you badadadan. Me no knows you badadadan. Make it badadadan, but you badadadan. Take it from London to